Hello and welcome back. It's been a little bit, and I am back here in my survival world to show you all a bit of some of the progress that I have been working on. I have been working on this, what do you call it? This river barrier thing, quite a bit. I've been extending it all the way around and about that way, and I've also got a lot of copper aging, but that's not really important. I mean, this has been the big work, and I've dug away at a lot of this river to make it all fit here, because you can see this and this used to all be like a little island or peninsula, or I don't know what you would call it. That was like an island, that was like peninsula sticking out. It's all flat now. And then eventually in the future, I thought it would be very nice if that waterfall like that, instead of coming from the weird side, if it came from like down there up and around and came out, and then you'd still have the cave that's back there, but just it'd be behind the waterfall. It'd be like a little secret entrance, which would be pretty cool. And then you've got the rest of the river that actually travels down that way. It's kind of hard to see, but it does curve and go down there. We'll probably widen that up eventually as well. But I mean, I've done a lot of work with this river, so let's get an aerial view of this. Instead of trying to use the cheaty free cam mod, we'll just fly around since I've got an elytra now. And we can see some of this, and we can see that the river barrier thingamabob, I don't really know what we're calling it, but it goes all the way down here and around, and I've got this little bridge that comes out, so that this truck can go over the bridge and get to this other section of land, which is kind of where we're expanding out to. And then maybe we'll use the GD free cam just for a second so I can get more of a stable shot. But the river comes down over here, and it used to, if you can see like the natural forming of the river, it went like this, like that, and out, which was on a diagonal, which isn't great for Minecraft building. I kind of wanted to make like a little town out here, and trying to do it all on a diagonal, I mean, it was going to give me a big headache. So I decided we need some straight angles here. Made this a big straight line, made this a straight line. I mean, this was all like, I don't know, plains, right? At the end of the mountain, came out into a plains. I cut that all down, and then it's going to curve and come out this way. And then we're eventually going to fill in this whole river section that will be covered, which I already started to do a bit. Just covered up this bit of the river. I will see how much actually land filling I want to do, or if I'll just hide it under the ground. We'll see. And then something else I did, which maybe people have noticed if you've watched my other videos, but this over here used to be one block higher, because that section there was the same height. Then it went up like half a block, and then a full block. And then this was all a full block higher, and the building was resting sort of the full block higher. And I essentially moved the road all the way down. I didn't move this building down. I just like added another layer at the bottom, which actually makes it easier to get into the building, because before you had to like go down slightly into it. Now it's the same level. So it's a little handy actually for that. And I think it looks a lot better than having two different heights. It was just too weird. Towns are very flat generally, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I realized the height difference was going to cause more problems than I really wanted. And so the whole truck actually is moved down one block. You probably didn't notice that part, because it looks exactly the same. It's just one block down. Oh, you know what? In my last video, I got a comment that was suggesting something for this truck. They suggested removing these stairs on the side next to the glass, right? And they were suggesting either glass panes or glass blocks. They said the panes because it kind of curves, right? But the only problem is it won't connect. Is it a problem that it won't connect, though? Because it does have a nice curve, right? But you do have this gap here, which is a little weird. Is that a problem? I don't know. And then if we jump up here, we could get rid of these two. It might look a little bit better. It kind of looks funky. That's my opinion of it. I'm not a very big fan of the glass panes, but we can try the blocks. And how do we feel about that? I'm going to be honest, I think the glass blocks might be worse somehow. They do connect up with the doors, but it just doesn't quite feel right. I am just going to put these stairs back. I think it was probably the best. It's a little scrunched of a window. You just have to admit that it's just how it is. I don't know if people liked that glass blocks or the glass panes. You can leave a comment. We'll see if people really liked it and I was wrong about how weird it looks, but I think this is probably the best solution for what we want. So for this video today, I thought we could work on creating a building for over here. We've got these power lines that kind of run through, and I figured we'd make one to the right of it. So I made this little grass patch here for whereabouts it may go. We may have to expand this a bit. And I'm just going to kind of try to walk you through the process. Normally, I wouldn't go through the whole process on camera, but I'll try to do at least enough of it so you guys can kind of follow along about what I'm actually doing, and it doesn't just appear out of nowhere like a lot of stuff has. So I have, in real life, been looking at a lot of different condos because I'm looking at places to live. And it's kind of been inspiring to come up with some crazy concepts for what a condo could look like. I've never seen something like this before in real life, but we're just going to kind of go with it. So I think this block was the one that's right underneath the wire. We want to leave one in between, and then we want something there. I don't know if we want 2 blocks in front or not. And I guess before I even start getting into exactly the shape of the building, because that's where I'm going to start, I should explain things a bit better. And so the bottom will be this bricks and this terracotta, just the regular terracotta, and then a bit of granite. The granite's also used here, though, so I don't want it to look too much like it's just part of the road. So it's mostly going to be the bricks and the terracotta, which is very similar to what I've done over there. That same sort of theming. And then for above, when we get onto like the second layer of the building and the third layer, because I'm kind of thinking 3 layers in total, it's going to be a very tall building because this is much more like in the town. This is sort of like out in the country a little bit. It's got farms, it's got farm trucks, it's, little bees and stuff. It looks a little bit kind of towny because it's close to town, but a little bit more farmy because it's out in the farm area. I don't know. But then you've got this, which is much more town centric. So above here, we're going to use this white terracotta, which actually has a bit of pink because it mixes in with this orange and the white. So it makes this color, which is actually kind of great because we're also going to mix it with the cherry planks, not the logs because they're a little bit too pink. This one has enough like whites to it and just like a little bit of pink. So it's going to give us like a brick bottom that kind of holds it all together. And then this like slightly pink color up atop. And I think it's going to turn out really cool. But for how I've actually been designing buildings recently, you always start with just the layout of the building, the shapes that it's going to be. And then you can start filling things in later, but you need the shape down first. So I'm thinking for this like condo type thing, right? We're going to have a bottom area that someone's going to live in. That'll sort of also be like a floor, but it'll be like the whole bottom area and then a section of the second floor. And then we've got the other person that has a section of the second floor and then the third floor. I don't know if that makes sense. So someone that lives up higher, right? They need some way to get to their spot. And so I'm thinking we'll have like a little entrance over here that'll be just really thin. And then we'll have some stairs running up that'll get up to like the second floor where there are places. And then the person that lives down here will just have like a bigger entrance into their actual like home over here. So, I mean, we could do something. We could have the doors right next to each other. I don't know if that's a good idea. I feel like it sort of is. The reason I say that is because like if you were to live at the bottom, right? You were to go into your home. There's the stairs over here, but then you would have your like living room kind of across from where the stairs were. You'd be like over here. So I think that's pretty good. I feel like leaving 2 is probably a good thing. We should probably raise this all up one. So let's do that. I'm a big fan of trying to, if you ever build like directly on the ground, always raise it up by 1 block. So you can have the foundation be like this. instead of just the ground itself. It gives it a bit more variance, and I think it helps. Let's go over here. Now, how wide do we want this building to be? We obviously want it to be an odd number because odd numbers are just better in general. That could be kind of cool. A big window, or I don't even know if it needs to be a big window, but it just needs to be something. I'm thinking that's probably a bit better, just a bit taller, right? You're going to be inside here, and for the flooring, I didn't know if you wanted to go birch or oak. I don't know which one's going to look better. Let's go with oak for right now, and then if it doesn't work out, we can always switch it later. Do we feel like that's you have a nice big window? You probably don't want that quite. Probably no. Let's keep that open a little bit more. Something like that. So I kind of just decided to do the whole bottom floor. I was struggling with trying to explain it as I went. Plus, I also had to get a lot more bricks. So I had to go out and get some clay and smelt it up and stuff. But I've got kind of an outline now that I can kind of walk you through. So we've got this front here. I ended up extending it a little bit higher on the up one, so the window could be a little bit bigger. And when you're actually inside, it's a little bit like taller ceilings, so it doesn't feel quite as cramped. And the idea is, if you live on this bottom floor, right, you'll come in through this door, and then you'll have like your living room here. You might have like a couch or something, and then like a TV, maybe some chairs or whatever. And then you could walk over here into where the kitchen would be, right? You'd have like the kitchen up against the wall. Maybe we could fit a dining room table in. It's a little cramped. It probably would be, but that's fine. It's all Minecraft. You have to kind of squish things in. And then if you lived on this floor, right, you'd also have another section over here. So you would come up these steps, and then you would have this front half of the second floor. That's my idea, is you'd have this as like probably I don't know if I want it to be 1 bedroom or 2. We'll have to figure that out. And then the person that lives kind of up above comes up over here, has this back section, and then what'll be the 3rd floor. So they kind of make like Tetris pieces connecting each other. I don't know if people can imagine that. But I'm going to then plan out, I think, just the rest of the build. I'm going to kind of wireframe it out like I have with this, and then I'll get back to you guys once I have that done. Okay, I have finally finished up the wireframe of this building. So I'm going to walk you all through it. We can kind of see it's got this little cutout in the front, which is where like a big, I don't know what you call it, a porch patio, a thingamabob up there will be, a little outdoor area, which is pretty cool. But let's go in through here. We already talked about what this area's kind of layout will be. And the person that lives down here, they've also got up here where the bedroom is. And I said I might put 2 bedrooms up here. I think it's just going to be 1. I realized once I had to put these stairs in, it's like there's not enough space for 2. So it's just going to be 1 bedroom. It's going to be nice and big, at least for Minecraft style. I mean, it is what it is. And then out the front, I was thinking we could even do a bit of a balcony out here where it comes out kind of over the road maybe a little bit. Hopefully we can get a little bit of space that in. And it won't look too weird. We'll kind of have to see as we get more details into this if a balcony will actually work, but I think it'll be really cool. And then that's kind of it for this first floor person. And then if we come out the front, now let's say you're the top floor person, right? You're coming in through this side, you go up through over here, and then you've got this entrance, which I'm thinking this might be the bedroom as well. So both bedrooms are the exact same size because they've both got the cutout for the stairs on either side. So it's like kind of equal in that sense. And then we go up here, and then I'm thinking we do a kitchen like we did down below with a little bit of a dining area. And then the living room would actually be out here on this porch area that's kind of on the roof. The roof at least of this section. And then we'll have like an actual roof up there for otherwise. But I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, this wouldn't really work if you had an area where it was, snowing in winter and stuff, because then it's like, oh, you don't really have a living room when it's pouring snow, or it's also if it's raining, that's also kind of a bad one. So maybe we'll try to get in like an overhang or something, and there is a electrical wire like running right next to it, but it's not premium real estate, but it's pretty good. You got a nice view of like the farms over here. I kind of think it's pretty cool to have the little porch out here. So I'm hoping it kind of turns out good for, I guess, the living room thing. I don't know if we want to have couches because that'd be kind of weird outside. It'd probably be just chairs. Maybe we could like have a TV set up somewhere like the person down below would have. Or we don't even need a TV. You don't need a TV everywhere. You could just have like a lounging area, but lounging into nature. So that's pretty cool. So now I'm thinking the next steps is to actually start filling things in. This has just been a wireframe just to get the general shape exactly how I want it, which I feel like this is essentially how I want it. And then we'll fill it in. I will decorate it to be a little bit more variety, so it isn't just straight brick and straight terracotta. I'll have a bit more variance, and I'll start adding some detailing and stuff, and I'll try to have you guys in on the journey whenever I can. So I've got quite the bit of an update, or it's probably going to be a quick update, but a lot of work put into this. I made at the bottom. It kind of looks like the bottom of this build over here, where the corners and sort of top was this granite. I took that idea and put it into this one as well, since I thought it would look just as good as it does, because it's a good design. So I've got these like more secure pieces kind of interspersed with the normal granite. Makes a nice little side and top, and it really just closes things off. And then in the normal just brick areas, we have this terracotta. It's supposed to be like some weathered sections, and I always find it kind of nice to do them in like little rectangles because it's like a bigger brick, sort of. I don't know if that even makes sense because it wouldn't wear into a big brick shape, but when you like fly away and you kind of look at it from afar, it kind of makes it feel more brick-esque. And again, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's the reasoning I have in my head, and it's why I did it. So that's kind of what we got there. And then we've got a little bit of a decoration around these doors. This one's set back a little bit. This one's set a little bit forward, so we got a bit of variety there. I also, in the flooring, I decided to go to birch because I decided birch was probably the better bet. Once I started fiddling around with the balcony and needing some fences and stuff, I was like, okay, oak doesn't look quite as good as I thought it did. Birch is obviously the way to go with these colors. And then for the upper bits, we've got the cherry planks, which is pretty cool. I don't know if how I interspersed them was quite good. I did the rectangles for like big bricks, sort of. You could see that this is like sections got chipped off and shows a little bit of the wood underneath, but somehow it's still pink. I don't know. It's whatever story you wanted to tell, it's here. And I don't know, it kind of gives the right color feel. I just don't know if it gives the right texture is what I'm looking for. So I'm going with it for right now. We'll see how it goes. And then a little bit under the windowsill. I always like putting something a little bit different under windowsills. Like they would build it a little bit more secure, something a little bit different. It happens a lot in like brick structures, not so much in maybe this case. But I ended up using bone blocks because it was the only block I could think of that I at least had that would fit good in here for at least that area. I tried a lot of different options, and that just kind of worked out best. And you can even see that down here when it's under the windowsill. I did the granite. Same with on the back. It's some granites down there. And also, this is how the back looks. We've got some windows in here, kind of sporadically. We've got some big windows in the front, a big balcony, and a patio balcony, porch, whatever you want to call it, thing. That's pretty cool. We might have to make the awning or whatever. I'm going to have to add a lot more details. I'm going to have to add actual interiors for this place because right now it's real empty and I kind of want to just finish this project. If I don't do the interior now, I'm like never going to do it. I'm never going to come back and be like, okay, I should do that interior now because it's better just to get it done all at once. So I am going to go at that and see you guys in just a second for you guys. All right, it's been a second and I've done it. The whole interior is done. It took me quite a while, but let's go and take a look. Okay, down here, if you let's tour as if you were about to buy a home, right? You're coming down, you drive on down the street, right? And your little farm truck or whatever truck or car you have, your blub 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 because it makes weird blub blub sounds for some reason. We're not underwater and like SpongeBob, but it's blub blubbing down the street. You pull off and you walk up to this beautiful condo. And so you come inside for this bottom area. You're like checking this out, see if this is what you want, right? It's fully furnished, which is fantastic. You don't have to get your own stuff unless you already have your own stuff, then that kind of sucks. And look at this. You've got this beautiful living room with this beautiful purple couch. Hopefully you like purple couches because that's what they have here. Or you can just buy a new one. And then you got this giant TV that when you sit in front of it, it takes up just about your whole field of vision. I mean, that is insane. We've got a little bit of books over here, some nice little flowers and decorations, and oh, look at this beautiful kitchen and all this cabinetry. Oh my goodness, cabinetry galore. Oh, and you've got double sinks. Isn't that so cool? And a toaster or another square appliance you put onto your cabinets, of course. We've got some plants. We've got a fridge in the classic fridge design of Minecraft, right? Good old kitchen table over here so you can eat stuff, but you can't really sit properly because the trap door, but you can try to pretend maybe. Yeah, there we go. Now we're sitting. Can I actually crouch? No, I can't crouch. Okay. Well, you're here, you're doing that. We've got some paintings and it looks very beautiful. Up onto the second floor of your lovely abode, you'll find your master bedroom. You've got little paintings here and there. You got a big bookshelf to keep all your knowledge up there of things you thought or things you read or things other people thought or whatever. You've got more knowledge over by the bed, so you can never be without knowledge. That's pretty cool. A little dresser, a little clock so you know what time it is and if you can sleep back in. And then you've got your balcony, which is awesome because you've got quite the good view over here. If this wasn't Minecraft, you could probably fit like a little chair in, but because it's Minecraft, it's going to look really weird if we try to put a chair in here. But you can imagine you'd sit down and take a view over the farm fields and you see a camel and it's like, whoa, I've got such a good view from this balcony. I want to purchase it immediately. Or you're like, I want to go see the other condo that's in this exact same building. So let's go look at that. Okay, so you're coming on in. You don't want to see the lower floor. You want to see the upper floors. So you come on here through the side. You come on in here and you are immediately met by the master bedroom. Now, it is the master bedroom only because it's the only bedroom, but that's fine because it's very, very amazing and plentiful of knowledge. Yet again, just like the other one, it's got lots of knowledge, lots of dresser and clock, and oh my gosh, it's practically the same thing. But it doesn't really matter. You can only get creative so much. You come on into the kitchen and you see this beautiful, beautiful kitchen with this arching ceilings. Isn't that fantastic? It feels so open and welcoming in here with lots of natural light from either side. You're just going to be filled with happiness or something like that. You've got your toaster again. You've got double sinks, the fridge, the cabinetry, even some books in the kitchen. You could keep cookbooks in there because knowledge of cooking and stuff. And then you've got a dining room table yet again. But then out here, it's a little bit different. You don't have a living room. You have a giant porch area off on the top of this building. You've got great views of the surrounding area, which probably there'll be stuff built over here and over here in the future. So maybe not great views over in those directions, but you'll be able to see great things over here and it'll be amazing. And you've got another purple couch because, I didn't want to make the people that live up here without a purple couch. They had to have their purple couch somewhere. So they have to keep it out on their porch. And then you've even got a little bit extra dining table out here so you can eat outdoors, out in the fresh air. And then, of course, you've got a cover over the top. So if it's raining or snowing, it will no longer interfere unless you like roll it up or something. I imagine it like rolls back into like back there. And then these things like, I don't know, they fold in. You've seen stuff like that, right? Where they like fold in and then roll up, and then you roll out and then fold out, or I don't know. It does something, and it goes back if you need a more open feel. But we're keeping it covered right now because it's might be high noon. I really can't see where the sun is, but if it was, it might be beating down, and that's why you have it rolled out. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you've liked the little build that I've made. If you have any suggestions or critiques or whatever, please leave a comment. I actually do like getting critiques because I like trying to improve my own building, and seeing how other people view it is very helpful. And I will see you all next time in the next video.